All right, well, get to it. I'm gonna.
Here we are. Good morning, everybody. This is Paul Romero with John Leister, Swiss Gold Global Independent Business Owners, here with our Swiss Gold Global Network Marketing Training number 28. And yeah, sorry, we're running a little bit behind here because I was out all morning dreaming in the yard. So anyway, good morning, John.
Good morning, Paul. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Phoenix, September 10th, 8 o'clock in the morning. So we just turned 8:01. So we did make it here on time, which is a very important attribute to have when you're in business. And the rain has stopped since we last spoke Monday. I didn't get washed away. Did lose my power last night. I woke up this morning late because there was no alarm clock that had gone off, and it was very confusing. And went to put the light on, and light didn't turn on, and tripped over my child who fell asleep on the floor next to my bed. But here we are on this training call, and why don't you kick us off a little bit about what you want to get into today?
All right. Well, this morning, like I said, I was out walking around the yard and the house next door, and I was kind of dreaming about expanding my property here into the house next door. I was on the call. I got a few tips out of it, but I got most of my information for today's call out of yesterday's call. And yesterday's call started out about you know, building a business and building a company, and how that's a really really big deal. There's a lot of moving parts to building a company. And John and I can attest to that because we've been building a real estate business over the past 3 years, and it's been a lot of hard work. It's been a tough road to hoe. There's a lot of things putting together. We're still not anywhere near having everything that we want to have in our business, in our real estate business, built up the way we'd like to have it, just because it's been a struggle. You've got to make money, and you've got to build your systems at the same time. You've got to take care of all of, now with the real estate business that we're doing, we don't really have a production department because the houses are already in existence, they're already built, we don't have to worry about that. But, there's administration. We've had employees off and on throughout the 3 years. That it's, so there's been administration things, there's been managerial things. There's obviously, of course, sales and marketing, which is what our business is built around. But having to build systems to create this business, it's a tough deal. It's a big, big deal to build a business. And what we're all about here with Swiss Gold Global is the fact that this is a network marketing business. And the fact that all of these systems are already in place for you. The company has already been built. Everything is already there. The only thing that you have that your role is, the part that you play is, you have to create one system that works for you to build your organization. And that's all you got to do. You don't have to worry about any of the rest of it. It's already all done for you. That's the beautiful thing about a network marketing program. Yesterday Jeff was saying that financial freedom is not a secret. That what financial freedom is a business system, which, as I just said, network marketing is a business system. Better yet, an already built for you business system. And the only thing that you have to do to achieve financial freedom really is model a business system that's already in place. Hence, network marketing. But the problem that people have is that their mindset just doesn't allow them to do so. Everybody always thinks they got to go out and recreate the wheel. They got to build all this from themselves. What happens to many people who get into building a business is they get stuck in a place where they feel like they have to do everything, that nothing can get done right unless they're the ones that are doing it. And they're unwilling to let go of anything for fear of it not being done properly. And that's where people get stuck in a business where they can't advance to turning their business into a system, and they get stuck instead of owning a business system. What they end up owning is a job. They're self-employed. They have to go to work every day in order to make their company run. Otherwise, the company's going to fail and not make money the way that it should. And so, excuse me. So that was the that was the big thing that I got out of yesterday's call, was the fact that having the mindset to say, wow, look, there's a business system already built. Swiss Gold Global. That's a product and a service that I can get behind, I can believe in 100%, and all I have to do is create one system to build an organization, which the beautiful thing about Swiss Gold Global is there's already one system in place for you to follow. Very simple, easy system for you to follow. So if you just model that system, you can start building your organization from day one. Now, maybe that model doesn't fit your sort of personality exactly, and maybe you want to tweak it and do some things a little bit differently that work better for you, and that's fine. But you've got a place to start, even with the one piece that you have to put together. So I know John has some other concepts about about network marketing programs that really also just make the whole concept of a network marketing business system amazing in what they can do for you. And so I'm going to throw it back over to John, maybe let him expand on that concept a little bit, or if he wants to take it another direction.
No, absolutely. I do want to expand on that concept there about systems. But I just want to back up just a little bit to get into some of my other takeaways from the call that will lead me into what we're talking here about systems. One of the things we do every single morning when we get on the call with our mentor, Jeff Fagan, who is one of our upline sponsors in the Swiss Gold Global business, is to generate a little energy amongst the group, he'll always ask us before we mute ourselves over the phone call, hey, good morning, everybody. 80% of success is what? To which we
showing up.
Just showing up. And that's fantastic. Being on those calls, going to training seminars, maybe exploring different business systems that are out there and showing up to webinars and training events, that's a step in the right direction, and that is 80% of success. But there's still the other 20%, which is actually where the rubber meets the road, and more important than just showing up is taking action and participating. With that being said, I know there's a lot of people involved with the Swiss Gold Global now that are in my downline, in my upline, and in friends of mine that are involved with its organization and downlines that show up on the calls every day, show up to these hangouts, and they don't have the results that they desire yet. Is that because of their lack of taking action? That might be part of it. Are some people getting ready to take the action? That's a big part of it as well. The reason I bring this up moving forward is because it's very important that you have a strong belief system. And part of building that belief system is showing up to trainings, showing up to seminars, and learning and growing and having a willingness to learn and grow. But part of learning is doing. So if you really want to learn the network marketing business model, you really want to learn how to do anything that you're learning about, you actually have to learn best by doing. Hence, another point is me and Paul doing these hangout sessions. We know that in order to be successful at Swiss Gold Global, to really build a strong, powerful organization moving forward into the future, we're working on modeling our mentor, Jeff Fagan, who is right now in our organization is the one that's leading the charge. He's doing phone calls. He's hosted many training events on weekends at his home. He's put together a couple evenings along with a few other people involved where we have introduced the product to new people and had actually had the opportunity of several months back to have the CEO, Bill Rao, the CEO of Swiss Global, come and present to us. And, I was showing up. I was, actively participating by showing up and getting 80% of the way there. But if I'm going to do what my mentor does and really take the business to the next level, well, now it's time to take action. That's why me and Paul started these hangouts, is because we're taking action. We want to become the mentors for our downline, and we're modeling and learning how to do that by taking action, participating. I want to move forward into basically Jeff kind of retouched. We've been going through these 7 steps to building a business, or 7 steps to financial freedom, and we're up to step 5 now, which is duplication. Real quick before we get there, number 1 we know is the belief system. First of all, that's where kind of the showing up is involved, and starting to open yourself and have a willingness to learn and build a stronger mindset. In fact, I think one of the most important things for most people to do, this is something Jeff pointed out, and I just absolutely love this concept, is that we almost have to reprogram ourselves, especially, at my age, Paul's age. We probably, I would venture to say, for the majority of people that are getting involved in network marketing, the majority of people out there that we're prospecting to introduce this opportunity to, have all been trained to be broke, to be unsuccessful, and most people don't even understand what it means to be financially free. So you got to ask yourself, how was I programmed? Maybe your programming, what you've learned in the past, what's in your mind, is actually what's holding you back from taking the actual necessary actions. There was an amazing thing. It came out in the 1950s. It's an audio by Earl Nightingale, and he says the number 1 cancer of society, or the number 1 plague of society that 95% of the people fall victim to, I'd say it's probably closer to 98%, 50 years in the future from when Earl Nightingale said this, is men's desire to conform. Napoleon Hill says the same thing. In order to be successful, you need to go against the grain. 95% of people out there are unsuccessful and failing with their finances, with their health, with their mental health, closed-minded, unopen to or have a willingness to learn or participate in anything that would bring them success. And I'm not just talking about finances, because of their man's desire to conform. And if we're all conforming to and following the herd over the cliff, obviously we're not doing the right thing. So we've got to reprogram ourselves and learn and become aware that our mindset is so important, and that probably most of us need to change our belief system. Paul signaled me, and he wants to add something here.
Yeah, I just want to say that, what you just said about conformity, and it's not just conformity to the world and everything else. What we're talking about here is the as far as complacency and conformity goes, is conforming to your belief system, conforming to the programming that has been put into you. That's what I think is the most important key factor here, is the fact that, like John says, we've been programmed all our lives through, no fault of most people's, but like our parents and our teachers and things like that. They were all brought up as employees. They lived their whole lives as employees. So I mean, what can they teach us? They can only teach us how to be employees. We never learned. Nobody ever taught us how to, be business people, how to run business, how to create business systems. Nobody ever taught us what passive income is. I'll be honest with you. Passive income is something. I'm over 50 years old, and passive income is something that was introduced into my life, within the last decade. That's how much people don't get the information that they need to be successful. So conforming to your belief system that you currently have, that is the huge plague. And just being able to start out by opening your mind and saying, you know what, maybe everything that I think I know is, not necessarily what I need to know. And I might have just died.
You're
John, if
still
I'm there, go ahead.
I still hear you loud and
Okay.
clear.
I don't know what my computer just did, but anyway, I'm going to flip this back over to you because I got to go get my plug and plug in.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to get to step 5 today of the 7 steps to success or financial freedom. We already, I think, touched enough about belief system today and how important it is to have a willingness to learn, and by learning, we should clarify that as taking action, learn by doing, taking what you learn and putting it into play, participation. Number 2 is, now that you have a willingness to learn and you're open to a strong belief system that, hey, I can be financially free in 3 years or less, network marketing is something that I can do, and the benefits of it are something that I can take part in and have a belief are going to be beneficial to me and my life, is we have to be able to deliver massive value. Deliver massive value. And in order to do that, we need to have a back-end product that we can deliver to the marketplace in mass quantity that offers value to the marketplace. We absolutely, all of us involved with Swiss Global, and the reason we're involved with it is because we know we have the product with that value. Number 3 is timing. You want to have a product or service that you're introducing into the marketplace that's relevant and timed properly, and it's something that the marketplace wants and sees value in. So that's timing. Number 4 is what we've been talking about a lot today, and again on what the past call on Monday, is systemization. And Paul touched on it and said, you need to create a system that works. And by system, we're talking about a business system, which a business system is a repeatable process that produces a profit. So then if you do A and B, the result is C day in and day out. If I do this, a sale happens. If I do this, again, sale happens. But the beautiful thing about network marketing, as Paul pointed out, and I'm going to just point out again, is that you don't need to create anything. Jeff said something this morning which I like. He's like, until you're rich, use someone else's proven business system. And then when you're rich, then you have time and money to create your own. But there are a lot of proven systems out there, and all you've got to do is look at a few of them. Don't be too picky, because if you're looking through 4 or 5 systems and there's some stuff about it that resonates with you and you're picking it apart, something's wrong with you in your programming that's making you picky. But go out there and do a little bit of research. Now that you've built your belief system to be open and to learn, find one that resonates with you, a business system that resonates with you, and just tap into it and do it. Take action and put it into play, and then tweak it to fit your personality as you move forward. Now, we've only got 2 minutes. I'm going to turn it back to Paul right now, and he'll go to the next step.
All I want to say to that, John, is well, if somebody's out there looking for an opportunity, something that they can, a business system that they can model, that they can, start earning some passive income from, and and achieve financial freedom. Which financial freedom doesn't have to mean, I'm a billionaire. Financial freedom basically means that you have enough money coming in from work that you've already done a long time ago that just continues to come in. That's enough to pay all your bills and give you enough money to to live off of. That's financial freedom right there. Now, if you want more, you can always get more, of course. But I lost where I was going to go with that.
I think basically, financial freedom is when you have enough passive income coming in. Passive is income that you get month in, month out, whether you show up to the job or not. It's income that comes in on a consistent basis
Oh yeah.
without you having to work for it. That's financial freedom. When your passive income can pay your monthly living expenses and your bills, and that's off your plate, you don't have to worry about bills and
Yeah.
all that stuff anymore. You're financially free.
Exactly,
Um,
right there. And I was just going to say what you were talking about as far as people looking for an opportunity. I was going to say, you know what, if you said don't get too picky, et cetera, and so on, go out there and look for something. When you find something, study it, evaluate it, like John said, see if it resonates with you. And here's a quick, easy way to figure out if it's something that's good for you or not. Rate it, once you figured it out, rate the product, the service, whatever it is, and the program that's wrapped around it, and rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as how strongly you feel that you can get behind this. And if you're rating it anything at a 6 or less, go look at something else. If you're rating it anything as a 7 or higher, that's something that you can get behind. Now, you might need a little bit more, if you're only at a 7 or an 8, you might need a little bit more convincing, et cetera, and so on to really get you behind it. But you have to have a high belief in your product or service and the whole program that's going behind it. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to get out there and promote it with the enthusiasm and the energy and excitement that you need to have in order to get people, behind you, because it's really not the product and service that you're selling, it's you. People are going to look at you, see how excited you are about your product or service. That's what's going to get them excited about joining in and becoming part of it as well too. They're not just going to go, oh, this is great, I'm going to do this. So it's all about you and your excitement level and your enthusiasm. So make sure that you do have something that you can, wholeheartedly get behind. Go ahead, John. Close us out of here.
all right. Well, it's obviously we're out of time. We didn't have a chance to get into step 5, which is duplication, but we'll make a commitment to talk about what duplication means. We'll make that commitment to talk about that tomorrow, amongst other great useful information. And I'll end us today with the Napoleon Hill prayer that we do, which is, O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting in the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever ends I may desire. Go out, make it a great day, and we'll be back here tomorrow at 8 sharp, Thursday morning, September 11th. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Get out there. The world is changing, people.